Welcome to Hillcross Primary School. My name's Lisa Francis and I'm the head teacher. I've been a member of staff here at Hillcross since 2008 and I've been the head teacher for the past 6 years. However, that wasn't my first contact with the school. In fact, my mum came to Hillcross when it was an infant junior school. I came to Hillcross as a pupil when it was a middle school, and my own children came to Hillcross Primary School as well. We have a wonderful school community and I'm absolutely delighted to be able to show you around our school today. At Hillcross, we enable children to think differently, aim high and achieve. One of the things that makes Hillcross unique is that we are an accredited thinking school. This means that we teach the children a range of tools to help them to organise their thinking and problem solve by thinking flexibly. Some of the tools we use include habits of mind, Bloom's questioning, thinking hats and thinking maps, and we use those both in learning and also to help the children to develop their personal skills as well. At Hillcross, we have 5 core values that underpin everything we do. Those are values of aspiration, of challenge, collaboration, responsibility and respect. And those values, alongside our dynamic and ambitious curriculum for children, ensure that everybody is happy whilst at school and they make the best possible progress for them. At Hillcross, the staff try to encourage the children to have a real excitement for their learning and to develop a positive attitude to all that they do. A big part of that is about nurturing really positive relationships between the staff and the children themselves, but also between staff and the parents. Parents are a really important part of their child's education because they know their children best, and therefore we look for every opportunity we can to work with you to support the children's learning. We're incredibly proud of our early years classrooms, both in nursery and reception. There is at least 1 teacher and 1 nursery nurse assigned to each class, and the team work collaboratively to make sure the children have the very best experiences through play-based learning and following their own interests.
Welcome to Hillcross Early Years. At Hillcross, our early years runs very much as a unit. So we have our set-based classes, but the children are free to roam through the different rooms and the outside area to follow their interests and engage in independent learning. Following the children's interests is something we're very passionate about, and this happens across each of our terms where the children are fully involved in planning the topics. So we actually never know what we're going to teach next because the children's ideas are taken and voted on so that they can choose what the topic's going to be. The staff then will get together and plan the curriculum based on the development matters and the early learning goals so that we can make sure the children are moving towards that end goal before they leave and go into year 1. The adults are hugely important to the children's learning as they work alongside and play alongside the children to scaffold and develop their play and to ensure that they are meeting their true potential. They monitor what the children are doing across the session, and they put next steps into place so that the children are learning all the time. they are following their own play situations.
Ah, blue. Come on then, Evan. See if you can find any more blue stuff.
As the children move through the unit and get involved in their independent learning, the adults have set up challenges so that we can also assess what the children can do on their own, taking on board what we've been taught to them on our adult-led carpets and putting it into action. The staff are very good at knowing how to scaffold, support and challenge the children throughout the day so that sometimes they don't even realise they're learning. As the children's parents, we understand that you are their first educators and you know them better than anybody else. We work with you to ensure that we fully understand your child, know their interests, know their next steps, and that we can share that information with you. We have a number of ways that we communicate with parents, and one of them being our EXAT assessment system. The system allows us to take photographs and video recordings of your children throughout their session so that staff can use it to plan ahead and to evaluate what's been happening that day. We also then put together a wonderful learning journey for you every half term so that you can see what your children have been learning and have a short summary of their progress for that topic. Ensuring that the children are happy and secure in their environment is really key to ensuring that their learning continues to grow across their time with us. We have lots of strategies in place to ensure that the children transition into Hillcross really well. These involve pre-setting visits, visits to your home, conversations with you before they start, a session where you can come and stay and play with your child in our unit, and also then time to let them establish themselves as learners in their own right.
At Hillcross, children across the school have a genuine influence on how their classrooms look. That's why when you go into different classrooms, they might look a little bit different from each other compared to their year group partners or to other classrooms across the school. The children in year 1 and 2 have a teacher and a teaching assistant assigned to the class. That's so that they can help the children to access their learning and make the best possible progress they can.
How many tens are there in this line? Excellent. So you correct this one. And how many ones are there in this number?
We have high aspirations for all of our children, and promoting a love of reading is a really, really important part of that. We know that reading has a strong influence on children's learning in every area, and therefore we're really proud of our Jungle Library, and children from every class get to come and visit the library at least once a week, as well as coming to the library for other times to read. When you go into any classroom at Hillcross, you'll notice that the whole learning environment is filled with resources and displays that are going to actually help the children to become independent learners.
Ah, Yusuf, superb. Point to Yusuf. Tried to reach the knots holding his wrists together, but his fingers couldn't get a grip on the rope. A familiar weight pressed down on his shoulder as Baxter and then to the back of his neck where his gag was tied.
At Hillcross, we encourage children to make positive behaviour choices, both in relation to their learning and their interactions with other people, by using a system that's called Habits of Mind. This is one of our thinking tools that we referred to earlier. The Habits of Mind help the children to think about their behaviour choices. As a result, our children are caring, kind and respectful, and this is something that's commented on frequently by visitors who come to our school. When things go wrong, as they sometimes do with young children, we help the children to use the thinking tools to reflect on their choices and to think about how they might change things differently next time. Children quickly learn to do this independently, which makes our life a lot easier, but also the whole atmosphere of the school is one of mutual respect. We work in partnership with other professionals to support the children's learning. We have a specialist teacher for computing, a specialist teacher for PE, a specialist dance teacher and a specialist French teacher, and they support the children across the curriculum. More broadly than that, the children at Hillcross can learn to play a variety of different musical instruments, and they can also even join a rock band called Rocksteady and learn to play a range of different instruments whilst they're at school.
Vert.
Vert.
Bleu.
Bleu.
Violet.
Violet.
Très bien.
Whilst we pride ourselves in having excellent outcomes in reading, writing and maths, we're also passionate about all subjects within the national curriculum. In order to enhance children's learning across all subjects of the curriculum, we offer children lots of opportunities to go on trips and visits to places of local interest and further afield in Year 4 to a residential trip to Wales and in Year 6 a residential trip to France and Belgium. As a school, we're really excited to be in the process of developing subject-specific learning classrooms. Currently, we are in the music room, which was developed last year. This year, we are developing a home economics room and an art studio, and in future years, we plan to develop a science laboratory and a design technology workshop. It's not just academic learning through the curriculum that's important to us at Hillcross. Developing the children as individuals is really crucial to ensuring that they can find future success. We do this in a number of ways. We have a range of emotional literacy support assistants who support children through a variety of experiences such as bereavement, arguments with friends and just finding it difficult to socialise sometimes on the playground. We also have links with a CAMS worker who comes into our school once a week, and they work with families and children to support issues that might be happening outside of the home. Children's wellbeing is nurtured through our day-to-day practice. There are worry boxes in every classroom, and teachers regularly do emotional check-ins with their children and explicitly teach the children about emotional intelligence so that they have the vocabulary to talk about their own feelings and also learn how to recognise the feelings of others. As well as having really wonderful indoor facilities, we have extensive school grounds which we utilise to support the children's learning and also to support their wellbeing. Promoting a healthy lifestyle is something else that's really important to us at Hillcross, because we know that that impacts really positively on children's learning but also their mental health and well-being. We're really proud to be a Healthy School Gold, and in fact we were the first school in Merton to achieve that Gold Award in the recent rounds. We offer children the opportunity to take part in a range of sports at Hillcross, and we are really proud that we have achieved the Merton School Sports Partnership Platinum Award.
At Hillcross, we think differently, aim high and achieve